the people who did this engaged in a meditative ritual? Was that the idea, that you take something of value, you do this, you undertake this dramatic transformation, a life and death transformation? And is that an aid to meditation? And what do you do? Do you sit down and think? Do you pray? Pray being to ask, to what do I do next? How do I orient myself in the world? It's a useful exercise to do that too. I think it's something that people could do every morning. I think it's useful to sit down and think, okay, what's the most important thing I should do today? I have an array of things that call to me to be done, some of which I will do with joy and some of which I will bear as responsibilities, but they array themselves in front of me. And what should I attend to first? Well, do you ask or do you decide? And it seems to me, when I do it, because I do it all the time, I do it every morning, I try to sit down and think, okay, I've got things that I would like to do and things that call to me out of necessity. What do I do first? And it's not so much a decision as it is a question. And I don't know what I'm calling on. I'm calling on my capacity to think, I suppose, but that's not my capacity exactly. I can commune with whatever provides answers, and I can think that that's me thinking, and it isn't that I believe that I can't think. I do believe that I can consciously think, but that's not the same as calling for inspiration. It's not the same process. Just like a dream is not conscious thinking, it's something that happens to you. And that kind of inspiration is also something that happens to you, because I ask myself, well, what's the most important thing I could do next? And then I have an answer to that, but it isn't because I decided exactly. Well, I've decided that I'll do it, whatever it is, and that I want to know what it is. Those are the decisions. But there's an involuntary aspect to the sorting that occurs. And that's the psychological equivalent, I suppose, to this. And I guess the sacrifice is when I feel that I will do whatever it is that calls to be done, then I don't do the other things that I might want to do. And that's a sacrifice. To me, it's the proper sacrifice, because my sense is that things don't go properly unless you do what's most important. And if I want things to go properly, and I do, because I've had my taste of things not going properly, I want things to go properly. And so then, it's not so difficult to do what's necessary to do what makes things go properly under those circumstances. And it's partly, this is partly why the story of Sodom and Gomorrah is embedded in the Abrahamic stories, I think, because that's an apocalyptic story, right? If things go badly enough, the whole city is destroyed. And the reason it goes badly is because the people in the city do not behave properly. And the people in the city might be you. And so if you're not behaving properly, then you go and so does the city. And maybe you do want that. But maybe you don't want that. And if you don't want that, then maybe, and you know that if you don't do things properly, then it's you and the city. If you actually know that, then maybe that terrifies you badly enough so that you're willing to make the sacrifice to do the right things instead of the impulsive things that you might otherwise want to do.